Hello everyone, this is Chi. Welcome to my channel, and today we're here to talk about one of my main original characters. So these characters are three characters, and we'll be talking about them in different videos, and then there will be a fourth video about all three of them, tying them together. And we're going on alphabetical order because that's how I like to do things, and I'm so excited to tell you about the first one. Her name is Mei. Her surname up until now has been Mitsukoto. Mitsukoto Mei would be her full name. It's Japanese, so it's like ordered with the first name being last and the last name being first. But yeah, so that's the full name. Might change because she's technically married, and up until when I was doing the script, I hadn't really thought about that, and I don't know if that has to change. I don't really know how Japanese marriage works either. So we'll see. But yeah, for now at least, her name is Mitsukoto Mei. She's a 23-year-old history teacher. She's, as I said, one of my main characters, the youngest out of all of them. Not because they are different ages, but because of her birthday. Her birthday is on November 6th. So yeah, she's the youngest. And yeah, she's a history teacher, as I said. She's very smart, like really smart, so smart she skipped several years of school. And she actually graduated college before most people would be entering college. And yeah, she loves reading, learning, history, all that kind of stuff. Kind of, I was going to say nerdy, but I don't know if that's like the correct word for that. But yeah, she's smart and likes to read and learn. And that's nice because she has all the brain cells in this group. Like, every single one of them, she has them. The other two characters have like minus 100 between the two of them. So yeah, no, they don't have a lot going on for them, but at least May is smart enough to kind of compensate for them. Not really, just getting the word. Anyway, we'll talk about that more, I guess, when we talk about the other characters, and then we will talk about the three of them together. Why do I keep messing up the numbers? Like, the group is literally called the OT3. But anyway, we're going to talk about her appearance. I might pop up an image of her. She's really pretty. She's really pretty. She was designed with the thought that she would be really pretty and needed to be this beautiful woman that the other two would like draw about when they saw her. Anyway, yeah, she's pretty tall actually, at least for a girl standard. She's a meter and 74 centimeters tall. That's because she's based on my best friend. And yeah, so that's how tall my best friend is, or was when I designed May, I guess. I don't know. She might have grown taller. If she hasn't told me. Yeah, actually, she was meant originally to be an OC for Danganronpa. That's a video game series, and I was making a fan game, and she was from that. And my best friend was going to voice her. So that's where all this taking stuff from my best friend and pushing it onto May, that's where it came from. But yeah, May has this really weird haircut, not really haircut, like hairstyle, with like her bangs to one side, and then there's like, we call it a donut, but she has like this shape like a donut on her head, and it's just like a bun, but really weirdly shaped bun. I don't know, it's really funny. Like, every character of the OT3 has like something weird going on for them with their appearance, and also some part of them that's more complex. So like May, her eyes would be the most complex part. Like in comparison, she's the one with the most complex eyes, mostly because she has more like eyelashes and stuff. The other two have simpler eyes. But yeah, her hair would be the really weird part about her. So her hair is brown, kind of an orangish brown. Her eyes are blue, a beautiful blue. Most of her clothes are either that same blue or a bright yellow, because she always wears this bright yellow necklace that's kind of like a pearl necklace, but it's fake, because she got it as a kid from one of the other two characters, because she skipped courses and was going to school with older kids, and she wanted to seem more like mature and older, no? So the other character gifted her the necklace, thinking pearls would make her look a lot older and more mature and more like elegant and stuff, more formal. I don't know how to talk, but yeah, she also wears this like scarf-like thing around her leg, which she got from the other character when she was a bit older, and she didn't want to wear it around her neck because it would cover up the necklace, so she wears it in her leg. That won't be seen in most of the drawings you will be seeing. Like, I don't think it will be in any drawing this month, like in Mermaid. But I haven't drawn her with it in most drawings either. It depends on what she's wearing. So her original design has shorts, and then I had the scarf like thing around her leg. But when she's wearing like long pants and stuff, or like a more formal suit or something like that, I don't really give it to her because I think it doesn't look like it fits. So yeah, not something you'll see very often, but it exists and she wears it, even if it's just in her original design and then never again. She's a very patient person, except when it comes to the other two because they're idiots. But yeah, she's a teacher. I mean, what would you expect of a teacher? Well, maybe that might not be the best description. Some teachers are not very patient, but she is. She's a great teacher too. Her students love her. She gets along with both her students, her co-workers, kids. She's very extroverted too. And yeah, she likes sweets, especially cookies. She loves cookies. That's something she has in common with my best friend again. And oh, she also has a cat. So every character on the OT3 has a pet that's kind of like theirs or relates back to them. Like all three of them had the pets together, because we'll explain how they're related later. But yeah, so Mei has this black cat that's called the devil, I think it was. No, the demon, because the devil is Mei. Yeah, basically, supposedly, like, Mei sticks at the cat on the other two, and the cat goes, like, tripping them over and throwing things on top of them from, like, on top of the cupboards or something like that, you know? So the cat is called the demon. Yeah, a really common name, something really normal. Yeah, your family comes to visit and you say, hey, welcome to my home, this is my pet, he's a cat and he's called the demon. Why? Well, because he tried to kill me several times. But yeah, yeah, I love that cat. Like, I haven't even drawn him because I don't know how to draw cats. But I need to at some point, because I've drawn all the other pets and like that cat needs to be designed and I need to like draw him tripping the other two up or something. That would be really fun to do. But yeah, I think that would be about it about Mei. Like, there's not much to say about them separately, but the thing is they need, so when you make characters, obviously you have to think about how they're going to interact, how they will be together, like what kind of how are they related, you know? But you also have to make sure they can stand as individual characters, because I've seen a lot of stories and stuff, like maybe it's a romance and the main character has all this story, all this personality, everything. But then there's maybe a best friend or the love interest, and the only thing about them that there is the relation to the main character. Like they're not persons outside of that relation. They don't have a personality, friends, a story, their own troubles, their own worries, you know. Like you don't have to, if you're making a story, you don't have to show all of that happening to those side characters. But those side characters need to have all of that stuff because they need to exist for themselves. They can't just exist to be the main character's friend or love interests, you know. So yeah, in the OT3, they exist together, but when you take them apart and they're separated, they can also exist by themselves. Partly because originally they weren't together, like they were separated characters, they were on the same fan game, but they had no relation between them, not really. Well, Mei and the second one we'll talk about kind of had, like it didn't really happen like this. A lot of stuff has changed since then, and now they're individual characters that also, well, they seem to stay together very nicely, but they can exist by themselves. And May would probably like it better if she could be by herself instead of having to put up with the two idiots. Because again, she has all the brain cells in that group, every single one of them. But you'll learn more about that in the next few videos. So that's going to be it for today. Let me know if you liked the video, if you think May might be an interesting character. You will be seeing a lot about her this month with the whole drawings thing and about the other two. Let me know if you're excited to learn more about the other two characters. And yeah, like the video if you've liked it. Leave a comment down below, everything like that. Tell me anything you would like to see from my channel because I'm open to suggestions. Anything you didn't like about this video, you can leave that too. Subscribe if you think my channel will be of interest to you. And I'll see you on the next one. Bye bye!